Ending the week, I want to start with Discord. T-Man saying this market defies logic. When economic indicators look bad, it's good. And when they look good, it's bad. It's true, though. We were talking about silver, of course. He says, hold on to your physical gold and silver. And I was just wholeheartedly agreeing with that. Absolutely. And we did have a good call here. It's a trap. Captain commenting that the AMC is on the threshold list and cost to borrow is 1.1 thousand. CS Schmier, Christian, I think, saying it's a trap. Totally agree with that, too. This is probably my best analysis today. We had a reversal in SPY that occurred when the price dumped below that 414 line on pretty strong volume. And the RSI having a little kickoff signal here, dropping deeply oversold, down to 20 even. Wow, that was pretty intense. If you want to understand how I was able to call this reversal so well, go watch the Elliott Wave Theory video for beginners that I posted last week. I talk about which valleys and which peaks are the most important to watch and how we can use a simple logic rule to understand when price is changing trends. Good stuff. Really good stuff. I was really happy with that. A lot of good charts were posted today. This was great. Let's see. I was like, the crash begins. Nobody one was like, whoa, this is the futures chart. He's always telling me to look at the futures. Yeah, we had a big top up here and big slide. Big slide. Really good time. I've been really enjoying having everyone in the Discord. It's wonderful to have your guys' company and be able to chat because believe me, my friends do not care or they don't understand, you know? I comment, is this a squeeze candle? This is AMC and this is a bearish candle, super bearish. Look at this wick. It's huge. And it looks like we're breaking through an uptrend too, closing below that line. So I'm still holding a 550 put for it expires the end of next week. I'm just holding on to it. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll expire in the money and I'll get some money back. If not, make money. So thank you guys for being in the Discord. It's great to have everyone, as always. Now let's move into the charts. Let's start with SPXU. I made a big video about it yesterday. I didn't post about the markets in general, and I'm going to start really focusing on SPXU. I did make some interesting observations about the divergence, and I was even able to call the top before the reversal in SPY, shown in green here, by this kickoff in the 20-period correlation. So there's three lines here, yellow, blue, and white. These are the 20, 100, and 200 period correlation percentages, respectively. And what I'm starting to notice is that I can actually use these as indicators between SPXU and SPY and understand when the two are moving in correction and when they make motive moves pushing into new trends. There is a series of peaks here. I will be studying this very closely. I was able to see the kickoff here in the 20 period cruising up, becoming incredibly divergent. Yes, when this percentage rises, this is like a divergence meter, 100% divergence. And all of a sudden, we had this big move, right? Big kickoff. And here we have a yellow crossing a blue, and then the white is starting to come up here. And when it crosses, I think we're going to see another big move. We're going to have a classic, not a classic example, but what I am supposing to be an example of how I can use these divergences to forecast big trend swings. So yellow peaks, blue peaks, white peak, and then big moves in either direction. And here we are once again. We have a yellow peak, a blue peak, right? A yellow cross of blue, but now white. And let's just need to pass above that blue, and then I'll be testing that theory and watching that closely. You can see my positions down here. I did kind of YOLO into these $14 calls, which expired worthless, which is totally fine. When you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and that's the way I like to go. I don't know why. Moving into the SPXU chart, though, the daily candle, it's kind of interesting. I don't really know what to make of it. It's nice that it has such a tall tail, like a bottoming tail, right? This is really nice. I'm going to go into the hourly time frame here, and we'll talk about what I have measured out. Actually, I just want to talk about this really quickly. I believe that we are finishing up a zigzag, so that's what these yellow lines were. They were just to demonstrate that three-wave move, an ABC move shown in yellow there. You're going to see the little A, B, and C. I think this is over. I spent a lot of time today trying to figure out what the subwaves were just to make sure the theory made sense, and it did. It did in a complex zigzag fashion. And so you're going to see at the minute degrees shown in white here. Let's see here. This would be the top of C, and that starts our wave A down to here. You see this? And within here, there's another zigzag, which is a three-wave mode. And there is a motive wave inside of that third wave, which is C. Was that confusing? A, B, C. There's 5 waves in C. So this was how I was able to figure out that We were actually in a zigzag because I couldn't get the motive wave to start any earlier. I had to use A and B. So A, B, C, and this three-way zigzag, this completed wave A. We bounced up into a B. Jeez, I know. It's just gibberish. Gobbledygook. We ended up into finishing up another zigzag today, A, B, C, right? This was actually yesterday. We found that bottom. And it's like the bottom of like so many different things. I don't think that motive wave makes sense. But it is the bottom of, at the subminuet level, C, or the fifth wave of wave C at the minuet level. So actually, oh, wait, this is where it gets confusing. This is a lowercase b, and this is a lowercase c is really what I want to do is put a lowercase c here, and then there's an uppercase c. This is like the very end of like a lot of different trends heading down. So I'm just like, yeah, SPXU is going to fly. It's going to fly. Pretty sure it's going to fly. And at the moment, I'm following a corrective zigzag, which is a wave push higher. And I have that shown here at the subminuet level A, B, using an extension tool to forecast C, which will be around 1369. We get 100% measured move up. If we get a new motive wave, we're going to be looking for 14. That'll be the top of wave 3. And then I'm going to start drawing a channel, which will start back here. It'll incorporate the, you know what I do is put this in the line chart first. It's going to incorporate the lows that we've been seeing here on the line chart. And can I just like draw a channel, please? Thank you. And you can see that if the price were to move up higher to 161.8% Fibonacci extension, that this would make a really nice motive wave where we have peaks above the channel. As I explained in that Elliott wave video, the one for beginners that I made a couple weeks ago. Whew. Okay, let's go to SPY really quick. There's so much to talk about. I just can't get it all. I'm out of breath. On the 1 minute time frame, yeah, that was a nasty spill. Wow, what a turn of events. Just craziness. Let's look at that in the daily time frame on a candlestick chart. This is my big chart. This is the one where I'm explaining that we're about to see the biggest drop in the markets we've seen yet. Yeah, this is nasty. That's nasty stuff. This is not a bullish candle. It's really not. Gap down, coming up, closing the gap. And the gap closes at the top of the body of this candle because this is the close because it's green. And then coming lower, bouncing a little bit. This is bad though. This is not looking bullish to me, not at all. Especially you see the RSI like just barely coming up to 69, almost hitting 70 and turning down. This is where I would expect to see a new motive wave establish, a new downtrend. Volume was pretty low compared to the last couple of days, but above the 30-period average, which is shown here in a yellow line. Implied volatility, ticking up. Price went down. Implied volatility ticked up. You can see the implied volatility ticked down for 4 straight days as the price rallied. I watch these trends in implied volatility very closely because they're very revealing. Let's go to AMC next. This is what people want to see. You can see implied volatility here is going crazy. And that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. It really does. And I don't expect it to stop, actually. This is a huge topping tail. We talked about this. Let's go ahead and put this into the hourly time frame where these drawings will actually make sense. Let's just load the Elliott wave style. There we go. Yes, if you can understand this, great. If you can't, doesn't matter. I was saying earlier that we were probably in a big zigzag heading higher if we did break this downtrend. We did. I said it was realistic to see 6 once we saw the downtrend break, and we actually got as high as 669, which is pretty good. This would complete a corrective bounce that is correcting this tremendous downtrend. So a big, powerful rally here, corrective in nature, giving everybody goosebumps thinking about MOAS, but honestly, I don't think so. Nope, I don't. It's probably time to head lower now. Let's look at GME really quickly while we're here. We're still moving in some sort of corrective pattern here, and the RSI is not. Look at this. This is nuts. Failing to set higher highs in the RSI, but setting higher peaks in the price for like this is like a triple divergence. Like really interesting stuff. I want to say that we have higher lows and higher highs, but the question is, are we losing strength in every thrust upward? And the answer is yes. And that's expressed by these 2 trend lines in yellow, which are converging. And you know what that means to me? This is actually I'll have to revise my wave count, But what I'm seeing is a similar 3-wave move, and this, I would have to say that we might be in an ending diagonal triangle. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The peak here, and waves 1 and waves 4 overlap. So that's top of wave 1, and wave 4 is coming down through here pretty hardcore. So in that green box, I am expecting big dump. It's big dump time across the markets. Everything will go down, and apparently that means SLV as well, which breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. It does bring some clarity though to what's going on. I'm just gonna take this trend line and say, hey, look, we are in probably some sort of descending broadening wedge, which is easy for me to analyze. It's easy. I'm gonna turn on the daily. I can't. If I turn on the daily, I'll lose the after hours, but then the chart looks totally different, right? It's like, oh wait, now we're in a triangle that's broken down. So it's all about wow, is this a mess? Sorry for that. That's just sloppy stuff. Let's go look at GNS. GNS has been on people's radars, setting a new high, it looks like, yesterday, coming down a little bit today, kind of stepping up. Let's get a blank chart up here. I've got to create a new drawing set. Great, that looks good. Because again, I want to say wave C in a corrective pattern, right? If it forms a triangle like this and you have an overlap between the first and the fourth waves, that's very bearish. We have a push up, a little correction down, and now we're in this big triangle. And it's pointing upward, and it being the third wave in a correction, I'm calling it an ending diagonal triangle. You're going to hear me say that a lot. I go into that a little bit in that late wave video. You're going to see there is an overlap there between waves 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, coming below the peak of 1, 5. And now what I'm expecting is a big dump in GNS too. I think the meme stocks are about to come down. I really, really do. Let's check on GLD while we're here. GLD took a spill. Is the dollar finally bouncing? Finally? Is it finally bouncing? Yes! Yes, it is finally bouncing. It's finally coming up a little bit. We'll see if we get up to the breakout price of this uptrend around 105, 103. It's not a price, it's a level because this is an index. I don't know. It's going to be a wild ride because the RSI here is already overbought. So it's possible that it oscillates in the overbought area. And by oscillate in the overbought area, I mean that it does this number where it like bounces up here like this. This is what I call oscillating. When you have a series of trends that change. Trends in the RSI, I refer to as oscillations. Okay, that's all I have. This is probably super long. Have a good weekend. Try not to think about the charts too much. Peace.